And we're back, and there's a great shot right there of Hammertown as we see it. Look off in the distance in the horizon. A little bit of darkness, a little bit of cloud, but Mother Nature's really messing with us this morning.
I'll tell you
We got
what.
half the crew members, I think, on a team looking at their cars, doing the final prep, getting ready for qualifying or another last pre-run. And the other half of the crew members on the same team are looking skyward and off on the horizon because it's constantly changing. Right now, we are at the whim of what Mother Nature's going to throw at us.
Absolutely, Scott. The weather out here has been fantastic. It's been a good start to the morning. We woke up with the RV blowing around in the wind, and we thought maybe it was going to pass. It didn't. So it's picking up, and it's looking like we're going to get some rain out here, which is going to make the track conditions very interesting for the UTV guys. I don't know if I'd personally want to be sending it off the jump in this weather.
Well, the thing we got to think about as well is some of the course workers
Absolutely.
out there all day long in this. I mean, goggles are necessary, face masks are necessary. It's not just the drivers out there that are battling these elements. It's the guys out there on the first responders that are somewhere out there in that course. And you can see our first qualifier at the line getting ready to take off. But it's going to be, like Dave Cole in the drivers meeting this morning, he was talking about watching the weather. We want to make this as even as possible, as equal as possible for everybody across the board as far as qualifying goes. So, man, they're going to try to keep it right on the clock and keep it right on time. And, man, we got an impressive field of UTVs this year.
Absolutely. We got a good bunch of UTVs, some very, very talented drivers out there, and it's going to be interesting to see what the results are by the end of the day.
And the thing is we got to keep in mind, too, a lot of the fans, if they haven't gone to ultra4racing.com and looked at the entries for all the classes here this weekend, they may not realize that we've got a couple of T1 drivers in the UTV race. We've got a couple of 4,400 guys running in the UTV race. So there's guys here. In fact, the Gomez boys, they're running 3 different classes.
Yeah, we could call that crazy.
Let's put this way. I talked to JP last night. I asked him, so exactly how many cars did you have in your pits this year? He had to stop, and he thought, and then he's like, he started counting down. He started counting down. They have 9 cars in their pits, and there's our first car at the line.
We got
and
Mr. Knox Griffin in number 278.
So they altered the course a little bit due to the weather and what the weather's coming, and the green flag is out. We're underway. Time is running.
We are off.
And they'll be basically running the short course, obviously, for qualifying to set the field for tomorrow's race. But, this is the first car on the course for 2019 King of the Hammers.
Tell you what, Scott, I've been watching these guys all week. We've been here. This is day number 6 now. And it's been crazy. There's been people, as soon as the course was open, they were out there pre-running. The short course, the UTV guys have been blasting around, getting some seat time, getting a feel of things, and it's going to be interesting to see if it pays off or not.
Yeah, and I mean these shots, too. You got to understand, the people at home, they're sitting at their desk, they're on their couch with their laptop, sitting by the fireplace, whatever it is, all you guys in UK, in New Zealand, how you watch this, or what time is it in New Zealand right now?
So we're 21 hours ahead. There's only 3 hours difference in time, but we're a day behind in the US.
Gotcha. Well, there's a quick shot of the weather conditions out on the course. I started to say that they've had wind gusts here this morning, upwards of over 50 miles an hour, and it's been hard. It really has. But the teams have not been deterred one bit. They're all tuned up and ready to go. They've had to make some adjustments according to what they think the weather's coming. Yep. There's a lot of guys that have laptops in their semis right now watching the radar. But look at that shot right now from one of the drones that's out there flying, and to be able to fly that steady, the technology involved in that, to run that little drone that steady is amazing in 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
For sure. When I saw the first drone go up this morning, I actually couldn't believe they were even putting it in the air.
Man, some nice speed coming down the hill. And our second qualifier just left the line.
We got Jake Hallenbeck out there in 47.75. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Matt Zeller. And he is in 247.
You can see 2 cars in the course right now. One just basically starting in the first half, and one getting ready to finish. Basically staying right of the rocks. That's a part of the course that was cut off this morning at the drivers' meeting. Dave Cole just decided to try to keep this whole thing nice and even.
Okay.
Because that area right there would be affected first by the rain.
Definitely.
And so if you're out there right now, first 10, 15, we'll say 50 qualifiers, and all of a sudden then it starts to rain, that just totally changes everything.
For sure. It gets really messy.
This morning to cut off that course, JT as well.
Yeah, I think that was a good call. It's going to get messy out there quickly if the skies do open, and it is looking like we're going to get some rain out there.
This is kind of tricky as well. The guys are qualifying, and there's over, what the heck was it, 120 cars, I think, are in this class?
I believe something like that. It is the largest class, and I tell you what, it keeps growing worldwide. The UTV scene is taking over, and it's really cool to see companies like Can-Am stepping up and coming to the party and making things happen.
Yeah, it's by far the largest field or largest class here this week. And our next car is on the line. I missed the shot at who it was.
So we got Sarah Price in the short course at the moment, and I believe Sarah Price actually races motocross, so it's quite cool.
She basically gets behind the wheel of anything with handlebars or steering wheel. I think you ask her, she's in it.
That's
she's
awesome.
Not going to say no.
Yeah, I think
she's been doing this for quite some time too. She's a well-seasoned racer.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the crossover, like all these guys coming from, and girls, coming from the other sports and jumping into a UTV or a race truck, whatever's going. It's really cool just to see the off-road world just expanding year after year.
And the thing is, it's neat too. I mean, just looking at you as an example, this has turned into, and has been for a while now, a truly global event. I mean, you and your wife here from New Zealand. What about your background? Basically piqued your interest in KOH and wanting to come here?
I was always kind of that guy that I'd go out wheeling and then I just wanted more, wanted harder, wanted more extreme. So it was kind of just gravitated towards King of the Hammers, and it just, to me, was the coolest event around, and every year I watched it live. So absolutely honored to be out here and doing it live.
It's interesting to watch some of the lines coming down that rock section right there. And there's, it looks like a single trail, but there's various turns where you can either go in or out. And it's really interesting to see how that translates to a lap time. And I think as we get well into the field of qualifying, if the conditions don't change and if it doesn't start to rain, we'll start to see that pattern starting to form where that fast line is. As our next car goes off the line, who do we have?
Looks like we got Jake Hallenbeck, 47.75.
So once again, we have 2 cars in the line. Looks like Sarah Price, I believe it is, about to take the checkered flag to finish her qualifying.
Yep, looks like
As
she's
we
pushing
get ready
pretty
now
hard.
for the next car to come out will be the 513, I believe.
Looks like we got 425. Oh, I'm sorry, we got 513. Stephen Robinson.
Okay, yeah, so we have the 543. Was it Robinson? Yeah, Robinson. He's actually in staging on deck. In baseball vernacular. Do you have baseball in
We don't have baseball.
Huh?
I mean, actually, no, I lied. We just started baseball, like a proper league at home.
Oh, really?
I don't really follow it.
So you know what on deck is then?
No.
You're the next batter up.
Oh, right,
We
that
got
makes
one
sense.
guy at the plate ready to take a swing, and then on deck is the next guy up.
Makes a lot of sense.
Little different line coming down the hill as they enter onto the downhill section. There's one big rock right there in the tire trail. Not quite able to pick up the number of who that is. Let's see. Is that something 50, I think. Like So we got one car coming across the line, completing their qualifying session. And as we get the information, we'll relay it to as far as lap times. I'm sorry, qualifying times, we'll call it. And here's one of our favorites in this race, taking the green flag for his one-lap qualifying session. That is Jason Weller. And man, go way high up in the bank turns. Basically a short course specialist, but he'll race anything as well. And man,
I believe his wife races as well.
Oh yeah, well she's the racer. He's kind of like he's co-dog kind of, you know.
Crew chief.
Yeah. Where she's like the Iceman, the Ice Woman, you know.
Yep.
He's like the Maverick.
I tell you what, it's always good to see families out here racing.
Yeah, expect a good time out of Jason. He's lucky enough to be one of the first qualifiers with the fast drivers, the fast group. So definitely one of the biggest names in the field right now. Weller out on the course. Our next car at the line getting ready. You know, you look at the camera, and for all the fans back at home watching us, it is not that calm here. It is not that quiet.
You're dead right. I mean, at home, it looks like everything is under control in a city. And we have made a city out here, but once you come out here, it's a whole different ballgame. Off the line, we got Jared Berza in 4:25. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, the lines he picks. These guys are kind of in the middle of, do I charge super hard or do I reserve the car for the race tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a fine line. You know, and I think you're going to find out that a lot of the guys that are further back in the pack obviously going to be watching the times and what they are, who they are, as qualifying goes on, and that will gauge their aggression for that one-lap qualifying session.
For sure. It's always good to watch the track, but these guys are going to be sitting there going, these are the lines we need, and by the time they get there, if they're sitting at the back, the track's all going to be chewed out.
Once again, we want to welcome everybody to the Can-Am kickoff of the 2019 Nitto, King of the Hammers. And we do have another car at the line getting ready. Boy, that's a sharp-looking car right there. In fact, I believe, is that a Can? I think
No,
it's a
that's the
Can-Am.
new Textron.
Is it a Textron?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice-looking car.
Interesting to see the presence out here. Obviously, these cars are fairly new to the scene in the off-road world, but I haven't really seen any real results. We've seen them out of the Baja.
They're making a big splash. I mean, look at the Can-Am representation they had at Dakar a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Casey Curry, that's here this week, racing as well, did exceptional out there for his first time ever. I don't think he's ever been to the country before, let alone raced in Dakar. We'll have to get a hold of him and see if we can get a word with him later on this week and kind of give us a really cool recap of his adventures there, because I think his dad, his uncle, brother went, and a couple other guys, and really had a great run for the first time ever.
Yeah, it looked like a really good time. We kind of followed from a distance, as we do down in New Zealand. It's a little bit far to fly over and watch live.
So there we have our next car at the line, taking the green flag, 1 lap down. And here comes our next qualifier crossing the start-finish line, completing their Can-Am kickoff qualifying lap. There's a real good shot right there. I'm telling you, it takes such talent to fly one of those drones. And I was looking at the pilot. Do you call them pilots? I don't even know. Do you call them pilots?
They call themselves
slash
pilots?
cameraman slash techie guru. That's some technical stuff. This
For
guy
sure.
it wouldn't fit in the back of my truck bed. This thing was so huge.
See, the thing is, it's easy to fly a drone, but it's very hard to fly a drone and make it look good. So we definitely got to take our hat off to these guys. They're doing a fantastic job out there.
In 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and the cameras are so steady.
See, the viewers at home are going to think that we're sitting here in the sunshine, but it's not quite the case.
167 off the line, taking the green flag. So as we look down the line here of our, now that we have a lineup, but doesn't necessarily mean that they are coming to the line in that order. But yeah, we're a couple of cars away from our first Gomez. Raul Gomez is coming out here in a little bit. Bailey Cole should be coming out here soon. Marcus Gomez, Waylon Campbell. I mean, that's all within the next 10 cars or so. So the big name boys are starting to come around as another car crosses the line, completing their qualifying lap.
It's always interesting to see how the big name guys tackle this course. They obviously have a lot of seat time. They come out here and they pre-race and pre-run as much as they can, and it certainly seems to pay off.
There's the 513 at the line, getting ready to take the green flag.
That is our man, Stephen Robinson. Looks like he's in a Can-Am.
Yeah, interesting profile, huh?
They're a good-looking
Looks a
machine.
Little different look to it. Yeah, there's some great manufacturer representation here. I mean, it'd be great to see some parity where
Yeah.
they're all out there running against each other. But even we talk about the 4400 cars. I mean, that's the cream of the crop.
Yep.
That's the big dogs. But those same guys are, a lot of them are in the side by sides as well.
Yeah. I mean, these guys, you talk to them, and these UTVs, they will say, and I have the same stance, they will never replace your race rig or anything, but whenever you get in them, you never want to get out of them. They're just so much fun to rip around and go for a blast.
Yeah, and those words you used are almost exactly the same words that Johnny Greaves uses with his. I mean, he's known for a short course specialist,
Yep.
running a Pro 4, short course 4-wheel drive truck, but he loves his Yamaha, his YXZ. Him and CJ, they're from northern Wisconsin. What do you
Yep.
do in the wintertime? You go out on the frozen lake.
Nice.
And he's been tearing up his KOH cars on the lake bed, where there's water, but it just happens to be really, really hard water.
Yeah.
And lately, 30 below zero weather.
Yeah. And for all those people that speak English at home, that's like about 0 degrees Celsius.
And Robinson's off the line. Boy, he sure took off like a jackrabbit. Nice aggression off the line. It kind of gives you an indication that first 10, 15 seconds on what this guy's psyche is. Okay, like you mentioned earlier, save the equipment, try to cut a nice lap time, but yet save the equipment for tomorrow. And then there's guys that are just, hell bent for to get at it. And
You know what they call that, Scott?
well,
Red mist.
yeah, we're gonna have to be calling you Diesel up before the end of the week.
Yeah, well, the story behind that one is there's a couple of friends at home. They call me Diesel because I'm full of talk and slow to wind up. So
Yeah, I'll have to ask your wife about that. You can see, look at the speed of the car, then look at the dust being kicked up. The dust is keeping up with the car. That tells you how windy it is here. Look how the dust is actually, at times, passing the car, catching it.
it's almost those race conditions that everyone wishes for on race
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
to keep visibility clear. But today, I think the wind's a little bit too much, and you're almost going to be getting sandblasted.
Oh, don't say that word, sandblasted. I got my brand new truck sitting out there in the sand getting blasted.
It's got a warranty, isn't it?
Our next car at the line, let's see. 4932.
Which is Mr.
Scott
Scott
Lesage.
Lesage.
Now, how's that for a look? For a moment there, you had an aerial shot over the top of the side-by-side looking down at Hammertown. And by no means are we even full yet. I mean, we still got lots of time. There's going to be people coming into this place all week long. So in reality, it never stops growing, and probably till the racing ends on Friday.
Yeah, it's amazed me. Obviously, it's my first time here, and I watch the race live every year normally from the comfort of my couch, where I'm not getting sandblasted and trying to stand upright. But to see the sheer scale of this place in person is absolutely mind-blowing, and the manpower with the Ultra 4 racing crew that all come together and make it happen, really do have to take my hat off to them.
He might know, but I'm not sure. I wonder if Dave Cole knows exactly how many people he has here working for him or volunteers. The entire huge staff. Everybody from the front gate to the production staff to the volunteers out on the race course to the course workers to tech, ticketing, merch. I mean,
There's so much.
Yeah, what, 400 or 500 people maybe?
The whole week, there's been like the core crew of about 30 people, and they literally have not stopped all week. They've just been running around getting all the jobs done, making things happen so that we could get Hammertown open on the 1st.
So
Up next, it
car
looks
at the
like we got
line,
Austin Wayland, number 4927.
another nice looking car.
Now, with that color scheme, I would have thought this would be the X3 XRC. But seems to be a good crossover between the XRC and the XRS. They're still 172 horsepower. They're 72 inches wide, and they eat whoops.
Yeah, there's a few of those out here, huh? Now, when it comes to the wheelbase and the width of these cars, obviously there's an advantage or disadvantage. if given a choice, as we're watching another one of our qualifiers coming down the mountain, what would be your first choice out there?
To be honest, I took one of the Can-Am XRSs for a ride yesterday, and it blew my mind. In places where I had driven other side-by-sides to that style and that speed, they would buck and get wild out of control. The XRS held the line nice, and it was super comfy.
Another one of our cars off the line, taking the green flag. That was that Scott Lesage? Oh, I'm sorry, Austin. Austin Wheeland on course now. Our next car coming up is the 86. There we have it. One of the first of the Marcus.
We got a Gomez brother out there.
Boys.
Hold on to your hats, people.
I got a buddy coming out here for the first time. He ain't never been here before, and he's on the media pretty hard with Fish-gistics.
Oh yeah.
Austin Fish.
Yep.
Farner. Anyways, he's coming out here once he's done at the Parker 425, and he's never met the Gomez boys. Never met them. And I was telling him that, well, you're gonna hear them way, way, way before you see them, and it's gonna be giggling and cackling and laughing and having a great time. Just go in that direction. Follow the sound, and you'll find the Gomez camp.
Yeah, they are a good bunch of people. Always up for a laugh and a good time. And they always provide us with a lot of entertainment.
Boy, Wheeler's nice, looking very aggressive out there. Real nice line through the uphill area.
It's quite nice seeing these new UTVs are all coming out with seems to be around about the 72-inch wheelbase width. And it makes a huge difference when you're throwing it into corners. But again, it comes down to a trade-off where a lot of these guys like to go really, really wide for the stability. And if you go wider than factory with spacers, yes, you get the stability, but you're also going to start wearing out parts like wheel bearings a lot quicker.
There's Marcus Gomez at the line. He's getting ready to take the green flag as Wheeland's coming into the short course area. I can't help but think he's got a nice lap underneath his belt as he's about to cross the line.
Oh. Kept it together.
Yeah, he's lifting those front wheels up in the air going downhill. So you know he's on that happy pedal.
He's pushing hard. It's going to be a good time though.
So Wheeland will complete his qualifying lap as Marcus Gomez. And look at to the left side of the screen. You see the crew in the background from the Gomez team watching Marcus at the line.
Putting in work. Those cameras aren't light.
So one final adjustment of those belts. You can see him moving around inside there. The visor's still up. So kind of seeing what the holdup is here. I just remember back in 06, 07, 08, the market was just absolutely saturated with Yamaha Rhinos. That's all you ever saw. There was not another side-by-side by any manufacturer out there. None.
Yep.
And what, 10, 12 years later, holy smokes, it's the fastest growing segment of extracurricular out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is taking the world by storm, and these guys are finding like a UTV unit to go with their race car so they can get more seat time.
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
an affordable way to get out there, get seat time, drive your rig, and it saves your race rig so you're not beating it up pre-running.
Man, Marcus Gomez is on it as well. He's being very aggressive in the first short course section right here. We'll watch it. We'll keep an eye on him how he attacks. Now look at that flag. There's an indication of the win. That flag right there. But we'll keep an eye on Gomez, obviously, in that back section to see if he attacks that as hard as he did the short course.
Yeah, the Gomez brothers always put on a good show. They can drive, and they have a lot of fun doing it.
That is a complete 100% understatement. See our next car up the line. Can't quite pick up the number yet. Looks like another Polaris. Here comes Marcus.
You know what, I heard a rumor, I'm not sure if it's true or not. The Gomez brothers have taken their accelerator pedals out and they've just put an on-off switch. Makes life a whole lot easier, really, doesn't it?
I like the concept, but I think that they like that right foot working as well. I mean, there's something about their happy feet, you know? They remind me of what's that penguin cartoon, Happy Feet?
Happy feet.
They get happy feet when they're inside the race car. They're normal, relatively normal outside the car, but when they get inside the race car, they get happy feet.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, Marcus looking very strong right now.
Going through the rock sections, definitely having the ability to pick lines at speed is your biggest advantage, knowing when to back off the throttle and not hit things at full pace, because one big rock is going to ruin your day.
Yeah, we just had another car off the line. I didn't quite see what the number was. I think it is the Polaris. We have, let's see, another car at the line getting ready to go. And here comes Marcus Gomez across the line, completing his qualifying lap. The triple deuces is what's on the course right now. Who do we have in triple twos?
Triple twos. We got Trey McKinley.
Okay. Oh, another nice looking car. Look at that. 4988. Who do we have at the line here? Well, that's a real nice looking car. Wow. What happened to the days of walking into a motorcycle shop or a power sports store and seeing something that looks like a side-by-side fun thing to run around in the backyard or out in the trails? That looks like you're buying a race car right off the showroom floor. And that's pretty much what you're doing nowadays anyways.
Yeah, I was going to
And
say.
you can finance them.
Yeah, true, true. Why buy one when you can get two? Fun for the whole family.
Because my wife has a horse.
Is that your trade-off? You got a power horse?
She has a horse. That's why I'm here. I'm paying for her horse.
It's amazing to see the developments these guys have made in suspension tuning. From seeing these vehicles when they used to hop and jump and skip all over the place, they've now put in some serious time, technology, and effort to get these things to ride super smooth off the jumps.
So Trey McKinley now in the short course area, ready to head out in the back section. Yeah, I mean the technology involved is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like you mentioned, going back to the early days of side-by-sides and running through the trails or the woods or on a race course even, the tendency to be so nose low and, well, every jump they had a kick.
Yeah.
And it just brought the back of the car up so high. And now you still see that, but nothing like it used to be.
You know, we should do like a old school race where we put all these guys in a rhino and send them around the same course. Looks like he's pushing pretty hard in the rock section.
Yeah. Boy, look how deep the ruts are. Man, almost gets it up on its side, and it's not like it was out of control. It's because the ruts are so deep.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of room to steer out of it either in this section.
So once again, with the 1988, the Fox backed vehicle. The Can is that the Can up on the course right now?
It is indeed. We got the X3, looks like the XRS color package. Mind you, these guys do wrap them in their custom wraps and make them look really, really good. So it could be any of the models.
Man, came into the corner nice and hot. Nailed the brakes, pitches sideways underneath the arches, and coming down now into Hammertown.
You know, we keep saying every time we're out filming stuff at home or wherever we are, and it's the camera always makes it look flat.
Yeah, it makes a ride look so. I mean, it looks. You see the tires bouncing around and the A arms, and everything just all over the place, and it looks like a crazy rough ride. It's not.
Nope.
No, not at all. It's. I won't call it a Cadillac, but pretty close. It's nice and soft.
Absolutely. Best seat in the house.
Well, as the 1988 crosses the line, very sharp-looking Can-Am, the Fox-sponsored vehicle coming off the course. Once again, we'll step aside real quick and come right back with more qualifying action from right here in Johnson Valley.
Go inside. Cozy up to the fire. Stay warm. Some call that a nice winter day. We'll have to agree to disagree.
Your bearings shoulder the burden whenever you tow, haul, or stomp the gas. AMSOIL delivers powerful protection for bearings and other critical components so you can drive with confidence. To demonstrate, an independent lab put AMSOIL synthetic motor oil head-to-head against a leading competitor in a 100,000-mile test. AMSOIL provided far superior wear protection and kept engine bearings looking like new. Get your truck the protection it deserves at amsoil.com/auto.
Bring on the punishment. Steel-it polyurethane coating is proven protection. The stainless steel formulation shields against corrosion and protects against the toughest terrain. It's weldable, so there's no need to remove the coating. Just weld right on it. Go to steel-it.com for more.
Go further. Go safer. Gasoline transfer tanks for Jeeps, SUVs, pre-runners, and chase trucks. Tanks made in the USA, backed by a lifetime warranty. Includes an easy-to-use shaker siphon that transfers over 2 gallons per minute. Proven tough in the deserts of Baja, the trails of Moab, all the way to the race course. Venture further. Visit TitanFuelTanks.com today.
And we're back here to Johnson Valley. Again, a fantastic shot of Hammertown. It looks so calm, cool, serene, beautiful, all that kind of stuff. But it's windy right
It's
now.
windy.
Well, once again, we got a week a week's long worth of action here in Johnson Valley at King of the Hammers, and everything is going to be live streamed, broadcast, starting tomorrow morning at 7:55, 5 minutes to 8 o'clock, and basically we'll be out here until racing is done.
Absolutely, we will.
Tomorrow night, that's tomorrow, February 3rd. We don't want to watch no stinking Super Bowl. Come on. Then on Monday, we start all over again at 9:55, 5 minutes to 10 in the morning, with Everyman Challenge qualifying, and that's always very, very popular. The 2019 Four Wheel Parts Everyman Challenge qualifying, all kinds of action there. And then this is a fun one because it's the only night race of the week this year, and that's the Holly EFI Shootout on Monday. Broadcast will start at 5 to 6. That's right around the time it gets dark, and we'll be out there well past 9 o'clock, I'm quite sure, and that's going to be fun. And that is where there's all kinds of crazy stuff, not even on the course, but also the people themselves, the fans. And then on Tuesday, we're going at it again right before 8 o'clock in the morning for the NITO 2019 King of the Hammers, the ultimate desert race powered by Optima batteries, and it's the qualifying for the big boys. And that will be on Tuesday morning. Wednesday, we start with another very, very popular race, 7:55 in the morning, and we run all day long till 8 o'clock at night approximately, and that is the 2019 Four Wheel Parts Everyman Challenge, another big, huge event here. And then for the first time ever, we got T1 trucks here on the dry lake bed, the Toyota Tires Desert Invitational, presented by Monster Energy, and that's going live at, again, 5 minutes to 8 in the morning, and we got some of the biggest names in desert T1 truck racing.
I'm looking forward to that.
That is going to be really cool to see, and some big dollars involved. And then finally, on Friday, starting a little bit earlier than what we've been doing all week long, 7:45 in the morning, and look at the time at night, after 10 o'clock, after 10 p.m. It is the NITO 2019 King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries, and that is what everybody is here to see, to take nothing away from everything else. And then we come right back again on Saturday morning, and you see some really ugly people that just basically, I don't even think go to bed after the race. They go right to the awards banquet. But we got the 2019 KOH Week Awards Saturday morning, airing right away at 9:30 in the morning.
Shaping up to be a really good week, Scott. So, as we expected, Mr. Jason Weller, 1910, is in first place currently for qualifying.
Well, as we got a great shot there of the starting line area, we have cars in staging, getting ready to come out to the starting line. We're going to take a quick break, come back with some of the results of where we are right now qualifying. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit.
Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't just go against the grain, we grow it. Give us the frontiers, the places where success is measured and pushed limits. Give us the middle of nowhere, where the only map is your buddy's tread marks. This life, no one's born ready for it.
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
Some say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Sure, unless you can make it better. All tires aren't created equal. The Nitto Ridge Grappler. Spiral wound construction enables our truck tires to be aggressive and ride incredibly smooth.
Fueled by enthusiasts. Nitto Tire.
We didn't just test the new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology, we tortured it. King of the Hammers is 181 battery-killing miles of relentless, unforgiving hellishness. It's one thing to call yourself the ultimate power source. It's another thing to prove it. The all-new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology with up to 3 times the battery life. Unsurpassed performance built to fit today's vehicles. Optima, the ultimate power source.
Renowned worldwide for reliability, the ARB air locker is a must-have for off-road drivers, including rock crawlers, overlanders, and racers. With over 100 applications, ARB air lockers gives your vehicle the traction you need to tackle virtually any challenge with the flip of a switch. Now through March 31st, buy any ARB air locker and receive an ARB air compressor absolutely free.
When I'm not working under that big American flag, you can find me here, enjoying the great outdoors. The trees, the streams, and best of all, the wildlife. Check out these treks. Deer, raccoon, and my favorite, Jeep. At Big O, we've got great deals on a huge inventory of rugged Jeeps that can take you almost anywhere. Whoa, those are big. Could only be from one thing. Big O, as always, under that big American flag on the Motor Mile. Proud sponsor of Ultra 4 Racing and King of the Hammers.
Jet Ride Off-Road. Quality off-road parts and accessories. Designed, developed, and manufactured in the USA. Genuine ideas engineered right.
And we're back here at Hammertown. Once again, my name is Sky Rain. We're in the nice, dry, warm production truck back here. I'm joined with, for the first time, Caleb Thompson from New Zealand. And you know what? We've got it figured out. And I have the times for the last 15 qualifying.
The much-awaited
times.
times.
And the guys were busting butt to get this done. And now we've got it iced out and figured out. And
Yep.
this is going to be really cool. In that 15th spot, coming out here for qualifying, was, let's see, Stinge Viekman. He qualified 15th with a time of 3:34. Chad Hughes was out here in the 12:95. He qualified with a 3:11.5. Stephen Robinson was out here late about mid-pack or so. He qualified 13th with a 3:02.0. Right in front of him in the 12th spot was Jared Berzer in the 4:25. Marcus Gomez qualified 11th with a 2:50.01. Dan Fresh qualified in the top 10 with a 2:46.1. That's as of right now. We still got a lot of cars to go. Scott Muko was out here in the 4:49.60. He's currently 6th in qualifying. Trey McKinley is currently 6th in the Triple Deuces. Jake Hollenbeck was out here in the 4:75. He's currently 7th quick with a 2:41.5. Scott Lachage is 6th quick with a 2:41.4. Phil Blurton was qualified in the top 5 with a 2:41 flat. And let's see, Griffin Knox was out here in the 2:78, the 2:35.4. And how about this? We got Austin Whelan. He looked aggressive on the course. We were making note of that. He qualified with a 2:27.8.
Wow.
Sarah Price, 2nd quick, the 2:27.6, and currently fast quick by a long shot was Jason Weller with a 2:25.83. So that's our top 15. We'll be back at noon.
For
We'll
Waylon
take a
Campbell.
quick break with our next set of qualifiers led by Waylon Campbell, the first car to come out here in qualifying in session number 2. We'll be back in just a few moments.